talking about certainty and confidence and how it relates to winning in life, in whatever niche you are in business, in sports, anything that you want. How do you win with certainty? And first we gotta start somewhere. And to be honest with you, bro, everyone starts the exact same place with nothing. Okay, we don't like people say that Norwegians are, for example, born with skis on their feet. And obviously they're not. It's just that they're in an environment, and the reason why they say that is because they win a lot of winter sports, competitive, Olympic stuff, right? But it's not that they have skis on their feet, it's just that they were more in the environment that produced them actually wearing skis than any other place on the planet. Obviously you got Russians and Finnish people and all that stuff, but in general, people would say stuff like that. With your situation, you have to realize that everyone who starts out in whatever endeavor, they always suck at it first. No matter what it is that you tried or started with, you always suck. And if you understand that, and that everyone is in your same position, maybe you have like beginner's luck with something. Like I remember Luista in the beginning when he started coaching with me, he had beginner's luck in many ways. I mean, I helped him and I revved up his business in such a way that he went from 400, 500 followers on Instagram to 20,000 in like 6 months. There was ridiculous growth, and it was in many ways beginner's luck, but he had a knack for it. Like he had a talent for social media, and that became his big thing, and now he's huge on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And for those of you guys who don't know who Luisa is, he's my very first online client that has been with me for the last 3 years and gotten immense results from actually, coaching with me. But he started out with nothing. He was like, he had no idea how to build a social media account. He had no idea about how all this worked. And so he basically started with low self-esteem, not really certain about what's going on, no confidence whatsoever. He just wanted 1,000 followers by the end of the year, and we started in June. So, and we ended up taking it to 20,000. So if you understand that aspect of we all start out there, but some things you have a little bit more talent for than other people. That's probably the thing that you should be doing. And if you actually enjoy it as well, oh my gosh, like you can get paid to do this, that's probably the niche that you want to pick. A lot of people don't know this about my coaching, but I help people to also pick their niche, pick their business, so that they don't waste time trying 100 different business models and it not really working out and then giving up and then trying the next thing, giving up and trying the next thing, which is an absolute waste of time. So in general though, you start out with nothing. You don't have any certainty, no confidence, and therefore you're losing a lot. This is exactly how it's supposed to be until you figure it out what you want. This is step number one. You need to know what it is that you want, and most people don't know what they want. But if you ask them what they don't want, then they can maybe come up with something for you. The reason why that is because they've seen it. Very often people haven't seen visually what they actually want. If they begin to think about it and actually, begin to fantasize of how would I really want my life to look like? How would I want my business to look like? Suddenly, they're now you're beginning to go on track. But most people are only certain about what they do not want. Well, guess what? That's part of the journey. Get rid of what you don't want to make room for what you do want. But in the beginning, you only know what you don't want. Well, write those things down of what you don't want, and then make a comparison paper with what you do want. And then burn or scrap or tear apart the things that you don't want and begin rewriting and rewriting again and rewriting again the things that you do want. You have to start with that. If you want to win with confidence and certainty, you have to know with confidence and certainty what it is that you want. If you don't have it written down, the universe is never going to be able to bless you with those things because you're not going to take things seriously. Okay? And that leads me to the next aspect of things. If you're certain about what you want and you're confident, well, you're not going to have confidence about it in the beginning, right? You're not going to be certain that you will receive it. You're not going to have confidence that you will receive it, but you can be certain and confident of what you want. And think big, because you can get anything that you want. You have to realize that. Very often we think so small and so puny, and it's based on our own self-worth. This is very, like, when you set out your dreams, don't do it with a feminine mindset. The feminine mindset for a man is, I'm not sure if I will have the power to do those things in the future. That's not the type of mindset you should have when you set your goals. You should have the goals of, I can do anything. I have all power, right? If I had all the power in the world, what would I do? Well, guess what? You can get that power. You just need to actually start moving towards it. You're never going to get the power if you never move towards it, but you're never going to move towards it if you don't know where you're going. So you got to start with thinking big. Okay, that was number one. Moving on to number two is, if you know with the certainty what it is you want, and with confidence what it is you want, you don't know with certainty that you're going to achieve it. But here comes the Grant Cardone quote that I absolutely love, which is, commit first and figure it out later. Commit first and figure it out later. If you know exactly what you want and then you commit to it, this is part of making a decision, deciding that you will achieve the thing that you want. Decision is scissors, okay? To cut off something that is non-acceptable. It is unacceptable for you to not receive the things that you've planned out to receive. If you've committed, you go for it. The more you increase your commitment level, like, what are you willing to do in order for you to achieve your dreams and goals? Obviously, ethically and morally, and never do anything that puts other people's lives in jeopardy, other people's time in jeopardy, right? You gotta take risks, obviously, but not in a bad way. As long as you do everything ethically and morally right, then you need to take risks and show that you're committed to actually do the thing that needs to get done. The more you increase your commitment level, the more your certainty and confidence level is going to increase. So really, you don't have a certainty or confidence or a low self-esteem problem. You have a lack of commitment problem. So can you actually make a decision to commit to pay the price of what needs to happen in order for you to succeed at that level that you've planned for? What does it mean to commit? It means to doing things that other people are not willing to do. The ones that are the most committed are the ones that receive the most reward. If you commit massively on a grand scale, you're going to do activities that the people who are not committed are not willing to do. So let's give you an example. My thing that I'm trying to do every single day is to reach out to 100 people. Okay, if you haven't DM'd me on Instagram, do it, because it makes it easier for me to actually contact 100 people every single day. And I talk to 100 people every single day, and that's my quest, right? I want to get to the point where I can talk to 200 a day, 300 a day, 400 a day, but obviously I'm not committed enough, obviously, to do that. If I was committed to do it, I would do it. But right now I'm only committed to doing 100 reach outs every single day. If there's someone who's more committed than me, meaning that they're willing to take away other things in their lives in order for them to do 200 or 300 reach outs per day, they're going to get better results than me over time. And that's just the way it is. If you take basketball as an example, someone who's willing to do 100 free throws every single day, no matter what, are going to do better free throws than someone who's only committed to do 10 every single day or none. Over time, the results of the person who's willing to do the consistent aspect of 100 free throws per day is going to be exponentially better than the person who does none or does 10. What about the person who does 200 or who does 1,000? You get the picture. Really, the aspect of succeeding in life is simply doing a vast majority of numbers. Success is a numbers game of who is willing to actually do the most action in the direction of your dreams compared to people who are in the same niche? Are you more committed than they are? Because if you are more committed, guess what's going to happen? Which leads me to step number 3, which is that you're going to fail. The more committed you are, the more you're going to fail. What? Yes. Because the people who fail the most are the people who win the most. If you understand the what I just mentioned about the free throws and the reach outs, on the reach out aspect, of contacting people, I'm going to have way more failures than someone who only does 50 reach outs per day if I do actually 100. Someone who does 100 free throws every single day is going to have more failures than someone who does 50 free throws per day, right? So you just simply have to up the number of how many activities are you doing to pursue your long-term dreams and goals. The more activities you do, the more you find out what you don't want, right? That's what we started with in the beginning. You know exactly what it is that you don't want. You've seen the picture, and you're using deduction now to how can I make sure that this never happens to me again? How can I make sure that I'm never going to be in this situation ever again? And then you begin to figure out the obstacles. You've seen the obstacle. I don't want that to happen again. And then your brain begins to go into overdrive of how can I avoid it? How can I prepare better? How can I do the things that are necessary in order for me to win next time? Those are the people who succeed in any endeavor, in anything. It's a universal principle that anyone who wants to become successful has to figure out this one lesson of you simply need to do more of the activity that needs to get done. And most people are not willing to do more of the rejection activities that need to get done in order for you to get to succeed. Like free throws, it's a rejection. Standing there and doing free throws again and again when you don't feel like it, it's a rejection. It's hitting you in the face, that rejection of you missing and missing and missing again, and you having to change your free throw. Do you get what I'm saying? This is how success works. The people who fail the most are the people who will win the most. So the people who commit the hardest, meaning to do the most activity, are the people who are going to fail the most, which means that they're going to win the most. It all comes back down to commitment in order for you to create the certainty and the confidence that you will win this game, that you will win this task, that you will succeed today. And then basically life is a bunch of small wins added up exponentially over time to create the big wins. Literally, life is so simple. It is difficult. It is hard, right? We understand that because of the emotional aspect. But once you begin to clear the emotions out of it and just realize that, I just have to go through the numbers. My emotions don't want to do that, but I don't care about my flippant emotions today because my emotions always stand in the way of me actually doing the things that need to get done. Do what needs to get done, when it needs to get done, whether you like it or not. This is the secret to success. This is how you win with certainty and confidence. Just simply do more of the things that people are not willing to do. You want to succeed with SR? Do the 80-hour work week. You will succeed with SR. It's impossible for you not to succeed with SR if you keep doing the 80-hour work week despite how you feel. If you want to build a successful business, well then work the 80-hour work week and get rid of all the other activities or friends or people that are distracting you from doing the 80-hour work week. Eventually, you'll find better friends, better people, better girlfriends, better everything will get better as you do the 80-hour work week to succeed on a grand scale. I love success. I love being confident. I love certainty. I love failing. And I love understanding that you simply have to just put this in order to get this output. And if you apply it, bro, your life is going to be absolutely flippin' fantastic. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.